Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode in Spakovo, Poland. Alright, it's August, the first half of August that is, and it's go time for the fields. Now, first thing, there are 2 fields ready for harvest, I believe. So let's go have a look at them and let's see the moisture content, because we have quite a clear day ahead of us. If the moisture is too high, we might just wait a bit and start harvest maybe in the early afternoon. Or maybe in the evening. There is rain forecasted, but it's only supposed to arrive at around 10 p.m. Would you look at that? The moisture is actually ideal in this field. Well, close to ideal. Okay, well, we have a winner. We're not gonna be waiting any longer to start the combine, but let's quickly go and have a look at our other field. The sorghum should be ready by now, at least considering all the information I could find on the internet about the harvest times. And this is our sorghum field. Let's have a look at this. Okay, this field is a bit dry. But otherwise, I think it's also good, yeah. Well, considering there's rain forecasted for, let me show you, there is rain forecasted for 10 p.m. Is it gonna be enough to raise the moisture so we actually harvest in the second half of August? Alright, well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have a think about it. And in the meantime, we're gonna take the wheat field, combine it, and I still have to find a solution for storing our crops. Yeah. Maybe I should build a grain box or something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to have a think about it. You know what, technically we could use this barn and put some grain boxes in and straight off dump the grain on the ground, because we already have a divider, we just need to clear up the space. Yeah, that's something worth considering, I think. Okay, well, first thing we need to prepare is putting the trailer onto our tractor, set it next to the field somewhere, and then we come back. And get the combine. The animals are doing pretty well. They seem to be all okay, so yeah. It's a nice little thing. I checked in the morning. They have enough feed, they have enough water. Everybody seems to be healthy at the moment, so yeah. Overall, the animals are doing great. Yeah, I really am considering waiting with the sorghum until the second half of August. We might do both harvests in the same episode, so I just gonna do the wheat. Would technically have to get the hay off That is a thing. I mean straw, excuse me. Because I don't want to lay it on the ground while it rains. It just doesn't feel like a good idea. So yeah, it might be 2 episodes, I don't know. We might keep it an episode per half a month. Okay, let's lock the tractor. We don't want anyone taking it from us while we run around the farm. That would be a shame. I have also been thinking about setting up the weather station. That supposedly gives you a more accurate forecast. It does cost 4,200, I think. I still haven't found anything cheaper online, but yeah, I did consider setting it up maybe over here because it's fairly loud. It beeps and whatnot, so yeah, I don't know. This might be a thing that I tackle in between these episodes. Starts right up. Beautiful. This is gonna be interesting. This combine, I did read about it, doesn't really have a chopper at the back. You could get it in the aftermarket kind of scene, but opted out of it because I need some straw for the bedding for the cows. Yeah, that's basically it. We don't need any more straw for any other animal. The pigs don't use it, so I don't know, we might just keep some because we still have some over there in the shed and sell the rest, because we are fairly low on money. 24,782. It's not. Well, we're not bathing in money. Let's say it like that. I really do wonder. Let's set the working speed to around 5. Since we have the perfect moisture, it might be quite a lot for the combine. And let us turn it on. Okay, pressure unit. Let's leave it spooling up for a bit. Let's begin. Or the hope it's working because I can't see anything. Let me lean forward a bit. Looks like we are getting some wheat in the hopper. So close to the branches. side like this, so we actually have some space to turn around. I'm gonna do this once again. Beautiful. I really gotta be careful because the tail swing, I think it's fairly big on this machine. So I really want to make sure that we clear all the buildings. Okay, the second pass should be easier. How are we looking rain-wise? Yeah, it's filling up. Slowly but surely. And another thing to consider is that this is a fairly narrow header, which means that if we deviate from where we already harvested, we might just be destroying some crop by running it over. So that's not something I want to do, but it's something I have to consider either way. Up and dig into here. Alright, well I think I'm gonna have enough space in the hopper for one more pass. One more go around and then we'll empty it out. I do want to check if we are actually getting any straw on the ground. I don't know, are we? We should be throwing straw on the ground because it doesn't have any choppers. I don't really feel like it's a big swath. On the other hand, it's not a big intake width, so it might just be good. We'll see. Okay, this is the second pass done. And we have up to the window. So I think I'm gonna empty this out. Let's open the auger. Let's see if I can actually dump it like this. Good, it works. Don't you love when everything just comes together and works? Oh right, I forgot something. You probably can't really hear me that well over the racket. Gonna try to speak up, or maybe just do a regular time-lapse of this job, otherwise, yeah, let's do the time-lapse. Okay, I believe I'm on the last pass, if I can get this wider row in all in one go. And we are getting very full in the hopper, but I believe we're gonna be able to make it to the end of the field. And yes, I have decided I will harvest the sorghum in the next day, so in the second half of August. And we're gonna take care of straw today. It's getting very, very full. This is gonna be just a bit of direction row. And we should be golden. Let's wait till everything processes. And yeah, I really do hope that you could hear me over the engine sound and the thresher unit sound and everything, because it's a very, very loud combine. Beautiful. So first of the harvest is actually done. You know what, I did forget. Take a photo. Let's. For the thumbnail, that is. Right. The photo shoot's taken care of, and now let's get this baby back into the shed. I'm looking at the fuel gauge. It actually used up quite a bit of fuel. We still have enough, I think, for the sorghum field, but after that it's gonna have to be refueled. So we actually can finish the harvest, you know. But yeah. Oh, by the way, I can tell you about the model a bit. So the class Mercator 75 was introduced around 1975. So if this is one of the earlier models, that means that this combine harvester is around, so that's 25 years, around 50 years old. At least. Well, no, the most 50 years old. So, yeah, if you think about it, half a century old machine and it's still doing work on the fields. Anyway, the key features were that it had a Mercedes-Benz OM352 engine featuring 105 horsepower, and it played a key role in European farming before being replaced by Dominator 76, excuse me. Yeah, the class Dominator was the late model, upgraded and everything, so yeah, this is how we do it. Alright, I won't push it anymore. Let's lower the header down and let's go. Right. Well, it's mostly undercover, so pretty good. So I have to figure one thing out now, or better said, figure out one thing, and that is I'll have to find a way to store 4 different crop types. Now we do have some rye here, I think, and we have oats in another bag. Is that rye? Yeah, it's rye, and it's also, there's also a bit of rye in here. Probably not a lot. Oh no, this one is empty. Okay, so if we get, let's say, one for wheat, one for sorghum. Well, if we buy, let's say, 6 or maybe 8 of these crates, we could store whatever we need for our animals, and later on we can and sell the rest, since I don't really have any other way to store things. Unless I really do make this our grain box. We technically could, and we could take it out when the price is higher, because I think at harvest time there's always the lowest price, because there's a lot of, well, crop to go around, and since you have a lot of crop, the price is lower, and when there's a shortage, the price is usually higher. Let's have a look how much we have in here. Oh, that's looks like a half of the trailer. Oh, not too bad, considering it was such a small field that we harvested. Come on. Alright, well, I'm gonna do one thing, and that is I'm gonna try and get that empty crate out, fill it up with wheat. And yeah, I was just thinking wheat and rye actually are the same type of crop, so we can have either or. We don't have to have both. So 1,000, no, this is 2,000 liter. 2,000 liter of rice should last us for a very, very long time. Which means that we could actually store or sell the wheat and sell it. Let me have a look at the prices and see what the price difference would be if we sell wheat straight away or if we hold on to it. Right, so the average price for wheat right now is 493, and the top average price is 738, and that's in December. So that's, let's just see, 738 divided by 400 and got what, 93. 93 is 1.5. So we would get paid half as much more than we would if we sell it straight away. You know, times 5.29 is we would get paid 7,940 if we would do that in the, I don't know, no, so excuse me, 5.29, because we have 5,290 liters times 738 is 3,900, and 5.29 times 493 is 2,600. So we would get paid around 1,300 less if we sell it in this exact moment, all of it. But that's quite a difference, you know. We can't really store it anywhere, that's the issue. I'm just thinking if I might be better off to put it in the grain shed, but then we're gonna have some soybeans, we're gonna have sorghum, potatoes. We can store potatoes, that's not an issue. So we would technically need 3 types of storage, well, 3 compartments. Let me have a think about it and I'll try and come up with a solution for this conundrum. Alrighty, well, I have found a way to store, I think, up to 2 crops. It's an old silo that we could get and build it possibly on this piece of land because it's fairly open and flat. It holds up to 10,000 liters, so 10 cubic meters, and it also, well, it can be divided into multiple crops inside. So if I store, for example, 5,000 liters of 2 crops, we have, well, we have 2 crops solved, and then we can drop, let's say, I don't know, 2,000 liters into that crate over there, and that's gonna be it. But on the other hand, I really am not sure if this is the right way, because paying 15,000 for an old silo, and we can get on a trailer like this, we can get 1,300 more for the if we wait for the best sell price. You know what, let's scratch that idea and let's go continue our life with the crates as we had up until now. Because, you know, in the end, if we put it all together, it really doesn't make financial sense. And it's a good thing the tire is comes out before the fender does, because otherwise I would break it right now. Hitting the wall like a madman. Okay, let's get this right off shelf. Let's fill it up with wheat and then we're gonna sell the rest. Yeah. Can't really make sense of it, you know, if we just buy a whole bunch of things and then we can't really make the money back. If we were talking about, let's say, I don't know, 50,000 liters capacity, that would make sense. And if we would actually make that kind of thing, that would make sense. I hope I'm not just dropping it on the ground. Yeah, I think that. Let's close it. I'm not. Okay, beautiful. Let's just slowly fill everything back up. Right. Oh. I kind of forgot the controls I need to use to empty the trailer out and then close it back in. Okay, well, I don't think there's any point in storing this rest of the wheat. We're gonna take it and sell it straight away. Nice. Let's put this on, and this is our first crop this year sorted out. Alrighty. Okay. Now let me check where the best price is, where we can take it. Wheat. Spock Pro is offering 509. Where is that? Let's check and find it on the map. Yeah, I thought so. It's all the way on the other side. Well, we better get going then. Well, there's one thing for sure. Our pigs won't get hungry. Won't go hungry. So that's the main reason why we even have these crops on the ground. Okay, almost at the place. Yeah, I took the route through the town, Spakovo, because there's just less traffic and people are driving slower than on this main road. Because we have seen issues. Look at that! Look at that! There was plenty of space on his usual driving side, and no, he kept driving on the left. Like, what the hell is wrong with people? Okay, let's go on the scales, because we have to weigh our weight before we go in. Yeah, I have wheat. Okay. Let's just wait for a second so they write down the license plate and the weight. Alright, thank you. Look at this massive trailer and tractor. Yeah, I would be holding my hands like that too if I would be an owner of that. Wow. Alright, where do we dump it? I think it's in here. Alright, let me just talk to someone so I don't make a mess. Yeah, I think this is the only place where we can dump it. Well, let's just go ahead and do it. Alrighty. Let's go measure our weight again. And look at this setup. Man, something like this would be very useful for transporting potatoes. Because we could put more trailers behind us and then have less trips, but we would have trouble dumping the said potatoes, so yeah, I think not. Okay, let's get our weight measured. Alright, thank you. Good. So we got paid 1,600 and something and a bit for the grain we brought. So it's nothing to write home about, but it's still a pretty good amount, you know, considering we paid 21 grand for the harvester. Yeah, so it only cost us, well, 19,400 by now. We'll see how much we can sell the rest of the crops for. Again, it's not the best financial decision to go and sell it straight away, but on the other hand, it's also not the best financial decision to go ahead and invest in a silo that's only gonna bring us a tiny bit more. Yeah, one of these days we might even sell the leftover rye because it's fairly old now and we have fresh wheat, which is definitely a better feed if you have fresh ingredients for our pigs and piglets. Oh well, I'll be back on the farm and I'll take our baler on the field, and we're gonna try and bale up everything that we dropped on the ground. Alrighty, let's get that baler running while we still have daylight. It's a very hot day today, 34 degrees Celsius, which is around 100 in Fahrenheit, I think. Maybe even a bit more than that. Okay, I wanna force it. Yup. These sideways or side-driven balers are always an issue, I think, taking them around and stuff. Any case, while we're here, let's just throw out all the hay. Alright, hay sorted out. Let's get in the field. Yeah, in any case, I feel like this episode is gonna be pretty long, so I'm just gonna show you a few action shots of baling and possibly the end result when we have everything, all the bales on the trailer. But that's gonna be it for today, so thank you all for watching. I hope you had fun. Join us next time where we continue with sorghum harvest, where we do hope we are gonna be in the perfect-ish range for moisture. That's the goal, the hope, the dream, the desire. So yeah, keep tuned. I really do hope we're gonna get some hay out of this. Excuse me, straw, not hay. Not picking it up. Let's just go through the middle of the field. Okay, so it's not picking it up. Right. Okay, scratch that idea. So I guess the straw is too finely chopped for it to be usable, which is a problem. Okay, this is a big problem because I need straw. I still have some, so it's not. I'm not in dire need of straw, but I very much need it for the cows. And if the combine is simply chopping everything up, I'm gonna have to look at some settings in the actual combine. But yeah, it did feel weird that when we were harvesting that it's dropped out like very tiny particles and nothing really stuck to the ground. In any case, yeah. So there will be no straw baling today. Shit. Thank you all for watching. Hope you had fun, and join us next time where we continue the adventure and we have some sheep to sell. Right. We'll take care of that next time. Well, have fun and see you around. Goodbye.